Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about patience and positioning and kind of how they work together to hopefully make you play a little bit smarter, and especially in early game situations or mid game when you have multiple people on you. Taking engagements at certain times in different sequences and such can really benefit you, especially early game when you don't have the right guns that you typically would want. Like for now, I have a gray SMG and a green TAC, so it's pretty rough, but a lot of these times taking your engagement smartly can really set you up and hopefully help you get some free picks on your opponents by like third partying and such. And I'll be going over a lot more of that here in a minute once the clip does come up. However, I do want to let you guys know that I'm doing a $100 V-Buck giveaway over on my Twitter. I'm going to have that link down in the description. Make sure to go join. It's super easy. All you have to do is follow me on Twitter and retweet, and if you're already subscribed to me on YouTube, you got that already checked off. So make sure to go check that out, guys. And otherwise, enjoy the rest of the video. Ever since the update that added the health and shield, it's kind of made early game fights a lot more longer, as health and shield mats kind of sets a player up for future fights or to kind of help with the third partying early game especially. And so here, you know, I go up for the fight, but I'm getting third partied as well, and we do end up cleaning this guy up. However, I'm kind of drained out of all my mats already, and here's what I mean. You know, getting 50-50, 150, it's decent, but for somebody who wasn't in a build battle, they're going to probably smoke me pretty good. And for example, I have 10 brick left in this situation. And what's kind of nice though is the fact that I can push players kind of aggro and be rewarded out of it, especially if I'm able to kind of eat shots, or either, for example, there he gets third partied pretty nicely to kind of save me a little bit. However, the health and the shield probably would have been pretty nice in that situation. But this guy is still taking me up from across the map, as well as another player close is pushing me. So at this point, it's kind of smart to be patient and kind of get myself in a better position, as there's a window to my right. So I definitely want to go for the replace on that, and then just kind of wait. There's two players, so either hopefully I can get a pick on one of them, or the other one's going to push each other, and I end up getting the pick off on this player, which does help me out a little bit and get me a little bit more shield and mats. And at this point, it's all about being patient and kind of evaluating the situation. I like to do this a lot. I like to stop, look at what's going on around me, and think about what can I do about this. Rather than running out and trying to build up and build battle right away, I like to be a little bit more smarter about it and think, alright, well, he's over there. I can sneak out this back real quick, kind of get like a far away build. Hopefully he won't hear me. I do end up getting put down a little bit, but I do end up cleaning up this kill here in a second. And I kind of got lucky, and I kind of hit some pretty chunky shots on him. And I gotta say, you can really feel the difference between a green pump and a purple pump, as you'll see here in a second. And again, you know, I'm turtling up there, evaluating what's going on and what can I do. And then as soon as I see the player, I take that cone at it, just so he can't pump him. That wall is one shot, or the floor, sorry, and I quickly finish him up. But then again, another player is pushing me. So what I want to do, I want to turtle up, see if I can heal up at all, and just kind of evaluate the situation and see what's going on. I kind of push out, mess up my wall there, but I do end up trying to take height and throw on some pretty sloppy builds. The player ends up sticking me, and we both kind of fall down, and I do end up cleaning up the kill pretty easily here. One thing I gotta say is the amount of aggressive engagements I feel like has most definitely increased, as you can see here. And that's why I do like to just kind of be patient, you know, like, and just assess the situation. Because a lot of times when you're playing against somebody who is super aggro, they'll always run at you, try to jump in your box or take a wall from you. And it's kind of smart to just kind of wait a second and see what you can do and how to counter that and things like that. A lot of times I like to go for a little pump shot in between them trying to steal my wall and placing down a build, as that usually puts people on like the backtrack. And you'll see that here in a second. I do believe this is the clip where I pump a kid while he's trying to take my wall. And that's a lot of those times where if somebody is turtle, then you got to think about, what am I going to do against them? Am I going to try to steal their wall? Am I going to explode them if I have them? What can I do to get this person out of the box? And a lot of the time it's kind of annoying to deal with, and right there you do see me pump him pretty good. And a lot of times you can actually start a fight off or get a good fight going down. And a lot of times you'll see me, if I do mess up a build, I always box myself in. And that's because a lot of the times a player will jump down, and that gives you a couple options. It can give you the option to either retake height, or sometimes either to kind of just reassess again, you know, look at what's going on. And if they do jump down, you can either try to edit out on them, or again you can just retake height. And I do end up grabbing this edit here on him and finishing him off. I'm going to let this clip play out because I think this one could have went either way, but I do want you guys to look at the disengagement and such like that. As you'll see, we both kind of back off at one point because we do take a lot of damage, and kind of think about what was going on with that situation. Why didn't he push me? Why did I push him in that situation? A lot of it comes just down to smartness and what is your priority in that situation. But I'm going to let this clip play out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Timing isn't an important thing only in early game. As you'll see here, there's 3 people left, and neither of them rotated to zone early. As you'll see, one guy pushed us on the edge, and the other one was rotating late without movement. Now, I got set up pretty good in zone. I had 0 mats, and I know these guys were wasting a ton trying to fight each other. So I was able to farm up a little bit and take a couple pot shots at them. And this is what I mean. Know your timing. Know what you need to do and kind of look at the situation. I got out of there. I had no mats as I couldn't build anymore. And they didn't seem to care that Storm was pushing on them, and they wanted to kind of storm fight each other. So I got kind of lucky that they kind of disengaged a little bit there and just kind of let me go. And they kind of let each other go as well. But as you can see, I was kind of able to re-up my mats, which honestly I would have lost the game if I didn't have a chance to, as both of these players still had a good chunk of shield and weren't really damaged too much at the end of their fight. And then for some reason this guy decides to again push me even though I'm out of zone. And that's one of those things you guys gotta really look at, positioning and such. Look at your positioning, where you are in terms of zone, especially in the late games, and the timing. How long do you have till zone closes? Especially when these zones are small, pushing out is not a good idea, and I would definitely not recommend it, as you're putting yourself in a very bad situation, in a very bad spot. If you have to fight people while rotating the zone, you're more than likely going to take either storm damage or you're going to take player damage. And once you get in those close combat areas, getting a 200 pump to the head is probably pretty common, and I definitely would recommend setting yourself up. As you guys can see there, I had the ability to shoot both those players with my AR, and they were kind of out of luck for the most part. I definitely could have used my other jump pad here. I just don't think I realized that I had it, and I do kind of jump down, kind of dumb on him. but I was out of mats, so I really didn't have too much of a choice. I was going down no matter what, but at least I might be able to take a surprise on him.